Okay, so get this. A painting just sold for over $1 million.
Yeah.
Not unusual, right?
Yeah.
Well, get this. The artist is a humanoid robot
Oh, wow.
named Ide. You heard right, a robot artist.
Really? It's like we're living in the future. It's the first time a humanoid robot's artwork has gone up for auction.
And for that price, too.
It's a huge moment. Shows how AI is becoming a bigger part of the art world.
So who is this Ide? Imagine an ultra-realistic robot made to look like a woman.
Okay.
Like a real woman. Face, big eyes, even a brown wig.
Interesting.
But she's not just a pretty face. She's got some serious artistic skills.
Yeah, and her art is making a big impact. The piece that sold is fascinating on so many levels. It's a portrait of Alan Turing.
Turing, the computer science guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
him. He's the one who cracked the Enigma code and really paved the way for modern computing. But he also had these deep concerns about AI even back in the 1950s.
So we've got a robot artist painting a portrait of a computer science pioneer who was kind of afraid of AI.
Right.
It's like a whole commentary.
But it's like Ida is talking to Turing's legacy through her art.
So tell me about the painting. What's it like?
It's done in these muted colors with broken facial planes, like a fragmented image. It's almost like it's hinting at the complexities and potential problems of AI development. It makes you think.
It's not just a pretty picture.
Exactly.
And the title, AI God, is pretty provocative too. Makes you think about big questions.
It does.
Like, what does it mean to create in the image of a machine? Are we playing God with these advancements?
Definitely a lot to think about. And that seems to be what Ida wants.
Okay, so how does Ida create art? What's her process?
She uses cameras in her eyes to see just like us.
Okay.
Then she has these amazing conversations with her studio team.
Also, the collaboration.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
And it's not just Ida following instructions. She actually suggests artistic choices based on those conversations.
Wait, so she's not just a tool. She's actually making creative decisions.
Yeah, it's blurring the lines between human creativity and AI. If a machine can come up with artistic choices, what does that mean for art itself? Who's the real artist?
That's a great question.
And it's a question that's going to keep getting more important as AI keeps evolving.
So about this sale, the painting sold for over $1 million. I mean, did anyone see that coming?
It was a shock.
No.
The estimate was between $120,000 and $180,000. But after 27 bids, it went for over $1 million.
Wow. 5 times the estimate.
It's a sign of the times. We're seeing AI's influence everywhere, not just in tech, but in art, music, even writing.
So what does it all mean? This robot selling a painting for $1 million. What are we supposed to take away from this?
It makes us rethink what art and creativity even are. If a machine can make something that moves us, that we connect with so much that someone will pay $1 million for it, what does that say about art?
Good point.
Is it only a human thing? Or is this a new era where creativity doesn't have limits?
Wow. That's a big question. So we've got this incredible artwork, this record-breaking sale, and these huge questions about the future swirling around. But Ida isn't just painting.
Right.
She's actually spoken about the sale and her art, which adds a whole other dimension to this.
That's right. She's been quoted saying that the real value of her work is starting these conversations about new technology. She sees herself as starting conversations, which is pretty mind-blowing.
So she's not just creating art, she's creating conversation. What did she say about the Turing portrait specifically?
She talked about how the portrait makes us think about the godlike power of AI and computing. It's like she's picking up where Turing left off.
Yeah, but in this really unexpected artistic way.
Exactly.
It's kind of poetic. A robot created by humans is using art to explore the same questions that worried those humans. It's like things have come full circle.
And speaking of coming full circle, Ida's name is a tribute to Ada Lovelace, who was considered the first computer programmer.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that.
It's like this thread connecting the pioneers of computing to the possibilities of AI today.
It's amazing to think about how technology and art have always been connected throughout history. The printing press, photography, film.
Right.
Each new technology changes art and how we express ourselves.
Absolutely. AI is the latest chapter in that story. It's challenging our assumptions, making us think differently about creativity, and forcing us to face some big questions about our future.
Speaking of the creative process,
Yeah.
we've talked about Ida and the final product. But what about the team behind her? How did this artwork actually happen?
It wasn't just programming a robot. There was a lot of human collaboration involved in making this piece.
Right. Ida's creator, Aidan Meller, is an expert in modern and contemporary art. He worked with AI specialists from Oxford and Birmingham to create IDA. So there were some serious minds behind this project.
And creating the Alan Turing portrait was a whole process. It started with discussions about using AI for good, which led to the idea of portraying Turing.
Okay, so they had the idea, but how did they turn that into a painting?
The team talked to Ida about her artistic choices. The style, color palette, content, tone, texture. She used her cameras to study a picture of Turing. And then using her algorithms, she created the painting.
So it was human input and AI interpretation. That's so interesting. It wasn't human versus machine. It was more like a collaboration.
Exactly. It shows the potential of humans and AI working together. There's so much more to learn about AI art and the future of creativity.
It's kind of scary, kind of exciting, and definitely intriguing to think about what happens next. Like, what's A-Day going to paint next? Will we see more robot artists?
And will museums start showing AI art alongside the works of human artists? How will this change the way we think about art and artists?
So many questions.
And maybe the most important question is, if a robot can make art that moves us, makes us think, and sells for so much, what does that tell us about what creativity really is?
That's a question we're thinking about. It goes beyond art. It's about what it means to be human when machines are getting more and more advanced.
It's a question we'll keep dealing with as AI evolves and keeps pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
Okay, so we've covered a lot, but I want to hear from you, our listener. What are your thoughts on all this? Does the idea of a robot artist intrigue you or freak you out a little? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation needs all of us.
As we've seen, the worlds of art, AI, and human creativity are coming together in fascinating and surprising ways. Who knows what amazing revolutionary creations are just around the corner?
We'll be here to explore them with you, one deep dive at a time. Until then, keep those questions coming and keep that curiosity burning bright. I'm thinking about the art market.
Yeah.
Could AI-generated art turn everything upside down? Will collectors want AI pieces? Will galleries have robot artists next to human ones?
It's definitely possible. And then there are all those questions about ownership and copyright. Who owns the rights to an AI artwork? The programmer, the robot itself. We're in uncharted waters here.
Okay, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
We've got this incredible artwork, this record-breaking sale, all these questions about the future. But I want to bring it back to Ida for a second.
Okay.
She's not just making paintings, right? She's actually spoken about the sale in her art. It's like a whole other layer to this.
You're right. She's been quoted as saying the real value of her work is in getting people talking about these new technologies. She sees herself as like a conversation starter, which is pretty wild when you think about it.
So she's not just making art, she's making conversations. Did she say anything specific about the Turing portrait?
She did. She talked about how it's meant to make us think about the godlike nature of AI and computing. It's like she's continuing Turing's work, but in this unexpected artistic way.
That's beautiful. It's like a robot created by humans is using art to explore the same questions that worried those humans. Like, things have come full circle.
And speaking of full circle, Ida's name is a tribute to Ada Lovelace, the first computer programmer. It's this connection between the pioneers of computing and what AI can do today.
Will Ida paint more? Will there be a ton of robot artists?
And will museums put AI art next to human art? How will this change how we think about art and artists?
It's exciting.
And maybe the most important question is this. If a robot can make art that we connect with, that makes us think, that sells for so much, what does that tell us about what creativity is?
That's a huge question. It's bigger than art. It's about what it means to be human when machines are becoming so advanced.
It's something we'll keep thinking about as AI keeps getting more powerful and pushing the boundaries.
We've covered a lot of ground today, but I want to hear from you, our listener. What are your thoughts on all of this? Does a robot artist excite you, or does it make you a little uncomfortable? Share your thoughts in the comments, because we need everyone to be a part of this conversation.
Like, we've seen the world of art, AI, and human creativity are all coming together in these really interesting and surprising ways. Who knows what amazing creations and questions are coming next?
We'll be here to explore them with you, one deep dive at a time. Until then, keep those questions coming and keep that curiosity going. You know, we started talking about $1 million painting.
Yeah.
But the price tag isn't the really important thing here.
Right. The real value is in the questions this brings up.
Right.
It makes us rethink what we thought we knew about art technology, even what it means to be human.
Exactly. And that's what we do here on The Deep Dive. We take something that seems simple, like a robot selling a painting.
Right.
And we use it to explore these huge ideas Ask the hard questions.
Because sometimes the most unexpected things can lead to the biggest insights.
So if you're finishing this deep dive feeling like your mind's been blown, a little challenged, and way more curious, then we've done what we set out to do.
And remember, this is just the start. The world of AI is always changing. Who knows what amazing things and mind-blowing questions are coming next?
We'll be here to explore it all with you, one deep dive at a time. Until then, keep those questions coming and never stop being curious.